I had a stressful event, let's see, Saturday, and really Friday evening I had a visitor in town, family member from out of town, my sister. So, it was a joyous occasion at that point, and so there was a slight indulgence there. I think I had uh, stayed pretty true to form, but I think I had a slice of pizza that night. And so, like, my previous life,
One? You
yeah,
said a slice?
yeah.
Wow.
My
Yeah.
previous life,
I
I could
know
have a
previous
whole
lives,
pizza.
it's how many pizzas did he eat that
Yeah,
night?
yeah. So, like, I guess that's where my mental shift is really happening. Like, I mean, I felt like super conscious about the one slice of pizza, and almost like that would do damage, like what my normal portion would have been in a previous life. Um, but it really didn't. I'm excited to report it didn't. And so, um, yeah, I mean, it's just like, I still don't believe it almost in a way, like, like I guess this is what I've been missing all these years, that you can have reasonable portions maybe of things, and it doesn't have to, you can still enjoy things and it doesn't have to wreck your plan. It still doesn't seem real, but like the next morning, we ordered donuts for the family, and so a special place, just because my sister coming from out of town wanted to show her a good time and stuff like that, and so um, we got the nice place and everything like that, and so of course that was an opportunity to indulge. It wasn't like just standard fare, and so but I also they limited myself there. I had two donuts that morning, and where
Mm.
and
Hmm.
left to my own devices in a previous life.
A dozen.
If I
You,
wanted
you,
to,
you
yeah,
could
I
do
could
it.
probably,
You,
I could
you
put a dozen
can.
down
Trust me.
in,
Yes.
between 7 a.m. and noon, no problem.
No
Right.
problem.
So, yeah. So, I mean, like, these changes, I guess, are affecting me in a positive way, big time, because I mean, I still don't know that I feel comfortable repeating what I just did intentionally. Um, but I'm grateful that I was given the grace that I was, because I mean, like, I am pleasantly surprised that there was over a pound of weight loss, given the fact. I mean, that was before that, what I just shared with you was before
Yeah.
the stressful event.
We haven't even
Okay.
gotten to the stressful event
Right.
yet.
Right.
This
So
was the
then,
celebration.
yeah. I mean, that was just having fun. And then, then the weekend progresses around noon. What do we do? We went to, I guess I'm going to do some advertising. We went to the Costco and got the jumbo hot dog there. I did refrain from the bun. The bun was not worth the carbs to me. So I went bunless with the hot dog. And, let's see what else. I had another slice of pizza that day, or leftover pizza. I helped myself to that. And I think some candy got mixed in there. Probably 2 candy bars that day, if I had to guess right. And then Sunday, I mean, I don't have it all logged, but you know, I was just not I was not hyper focused at all on Sunday for sure. And um and then Monday, get back into the work routine, and it was a hard day because I was like, mentally, I was like at a point where it was like, okay, what am I doing? Just gonna stay locked in, get back locked in, I guess I should say, and do what I really want to do ultimately, or do I just fall into this trap of where it's easy to go and kind of take a step back. And I don't know how I did it, man. Don't know how I did it, but something got into me, and somehow I managed to be strong and um like at least just offset. I didn't expect to have a great week, but I just knew, I heard my own words from talking the last time that I wanted to not take a step backwards, and so I kept on just trying to be as disciplined as I could the rest of the week. And it was easier for me when I could lock in on things at work, honestly, and try to tune out the other stressors. And yeah, I just I try to focus on the things that are positive. I tried not to focus and dwell on the challenges, and I just kept plugging away. And I'm just blessed. I'm blessed to report good news today.
You said you don't know how it happened. And I want to clue you in as to why it happened. I have a little secret that I'm going to tell you in front of everybody watching on YouTube. And that's the reason why you were able to regroup and go back to the diet at the beginning of the week was because you asked yourself a question. You interrupted what normally would happen. This is what most people do when they go back to a routine they've after a stressful event, is they don't even think about what they're about to do. They just do it. They dive in, they go and get whatever it is that they enjoy eating, and they just start and they don't look back. They just continuously do what they do because it feels good. They never take that moment. It's that moment of contemplation where you ask yourself a question: am I going to do this or not? Am I going to suffer the consequences of what I'm about to do or not? And then the part of your brain, the front part of your brain, the human part of your brain that's able to reason your way through takes over there for that moment. And you can decide what path you're going to follow. Am I going to give in to my basic instincts and try to drown out that stress by eating everything in sight? Or is there a more important goal that I'm trying to achieve that I know is going to be thwarted by doing so? And you made the choice to follow the right path to try and salvage this week. That, in combination with the fact that you had to show up here at the end of the week and report a number, knowing that you just couldn't hide that. You couldn't hide that from us, but you couldn't hide it from yourself, because you had to come on here and you had to speak about what went into that number. So you could have, at that point where you were met with the choice of, am I gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go, am I gonna behave like I have my entire life and just go down that path and try and drown out the stress, or am I gonna go for the higher good and attempt to stay on this diet, try to regroup and make this a good week, which you still had time to do? You decided to take the high road, and knowing that you had to show up and be accountable for it, that was really the motivation then to have to even ask that question. Because had you been just by yourself, had this been a just generic week where you weren't checking in with anybody, where you weren't reporting results,
Yeah.
it would have been very easy to just throw in the towel.
That's
and
true.
not even ask that question. That question would not even have come up if there hadn't been somebody that you were going to at the end of the week to talk about this. So that's why it's so important to have that connection. That connection bringing you here every week allows you to think, to ask those questions. And those are the questions that break addictions. Those Anybody who has any kind of addiction needs to start asking themselves questions before they commit the behavior that they're addicted to. They need to interrupt that pattern. That's exactly what you did. And the motivation for interrupting that pattern was, at the end of the week, I'm going to have to account for what I did. And ultimately, if the week is bad, I'm to blame. because I'm asking myself the question. I have enough time to make it a good week. So I'm asking myself, am I going to do that or not? And if I say or not, I have to face the fact that I made the choice to gain weight instead of lose weight this week. And you did the complete opposite. So I give you all the credit in the world. One, for even asking the question, and two, for answering it correctly. Because knowing a stressful event happens, it's your default mechanism is let's go. Let's go down that road again. Because it makes it so easy then to forget about that stress, to drown it out. That's the nature of stressful eating, of emotional eating. But you asked the question and you answered it, and then you decided, you made a choice to do something different. And that's the reason why you lost 1.4 pounds. You literally, if you just take those days of when you stayed on the diet, when you asked that question and the days that followed and what you did, you counteracted what happened in those prior days, but also lost an extra pound and a half. So that's tremendous results,
I know.
given what it is that you experienced.